Hello, this is the KuKu KiKi showcasing luxury. First things first, before you do anything, like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can see loads of other videos where we showcase luxury in our own fabulous way.
Now, you may have seen our wonderful video with the lovely RK vodka where we made some tantalising cocktails. So a lot of you were in contact with us because you rather liked some of the drinks and potions that we were using to make some rather ravishing drinks. So today we're coming back to you to talk about all things fizz.
Yes, that's right. People have been messaging us on our Facebook page and on our Instagram page and saying we don't do much with champagne. Well, we've not done much with champagne yet, so we're going to grant your wish and we're going to do a champagne taste test.
Darling.
We're going to be trying 3 different bottles of champagne. So we have the high end, which is Paul Roger. Second one, which is supermarket champagne. We've got a third bottle, which is your
Commonplace fizz.
commonplace fizz. Now I chose to make my own label with this. It's got all my fizz girls on. So we've got the Queen of Daytime Television, Ruth Hunsford. We've got Denise Welsh. She's looking sexy in a sexy red dress, isn't she? I've got a real thing for Denise Welsh actually. I think she's really sexy. Something about her.
You see?
Cougar. And then we've got Brenda as well, our girl Brenda. And then we've got the lovely Nadia Suhala. And then we've got the Queen, Janet Street Porter.
Janet Street Porter. Janet Street Porter. Janet Street
Porter.
I think it's time. Has anyone ever seen Basic Instinct? And remember in Basic Instinct she used a white silk scarf and she tied them to the bed and she killed them with an ice pick. Well, we're not going to do that in this one. Oh, that's ruined the film if anyone's not seen. Oh, well, she might have killed them with an ice pick. Well, I don't know if she did.
Who is she?
Sharon Stone. I don't know if she did actually kill.
You have to remember
I think
that
from the ending, I don't think you do find out. Oh, I'm ruining it again, aren't I? Sharon Stone. She's a bit similar to my girl Denise Welsh. They've both got that fit look to them. They're gorgeous, classic beauties.
Carry on.
Right. Can you see?
No. I don't know what you're doing. What do you... Get off.
In fact, actually, to make sure, put your hands up. We're going to handcuff Philip.
And I've not got my gloves on, of course, you realise. Yeah, let's not try and break my wrists.
This is so he can't move. So, let's begin. I've got my instructions here. So the first thing we need to listen for is sound. We need to listen to the sound of the cork popping. So first of all, when you open a bottle of champagne, you need to remove the foil sheath very carefully with a champagne knife or a sharp knife, and then that creates, because you get those little plastic ribbon things, don't you?
A pull.
A pull. And you pull them and it looks messy, but if you want it to look nice, you can cut round with a knife and you get a nice even edge, don't you?
I assume so.
And then when you've removed the sheath, you need to, most importantly, twist the bottle, not the cork.
Oh yes, very true.
So we're going to listen to some of the corks being popped now, and I want you to listen to each cork sound, and then I want you to score it from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst.
Well, I'm not a cork popping expert.
You're a connoisseur. If you're meant to be,
I've got this silly scarf over my ears.
Well, let's just see how good you are. I'm going to pop the corks, and you're going to listen.
Wow.
So, well, there might not be a big
Absurd.
difference though, but you don't know.
Absurd test.
Cork popping number 1.
Well, that certainly sounded healthy.
Healthy. Was it overwhelming or underwhelming?
Well, I think generally the sound of a popping cork, it should be an overwhelming sensation, certainly not underwhelming. And if one were ever to feel underwhelmed by cork popping, I should probably not drink its contents.
So how many out of 5 are we going to give that then?
We'll go for 5, shall we?
Oh, okay. Right, 5. Let's go to cork number 2. How was that?
Less gravitas.
How much out of 5?
Well, there's obviously still some fizz in it, so we'll give them, I'm afraid, a slightly lowly 2.
Oh. Third and final bottle. Let's listen.
But I would sort of say somewhere between the two. Not quite as forceful or certain as the first one. Certainly a little bit more oomph, 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 oomph. 3.5. And of course 1 shouldn't just pop their cork for anyone, of course. Oomph, oomph, oomph.
Next sense that we're going to explore is smell. The first one we're going to try is... Smelling the champagne is the foreplay to actually drinking it. And the bubbles actually release the scent of the champagne as well. So you're not to be coy when you're doing this, and you're to get your nose right in. Give it a good whiff. What do you smell?
Slightly fruity, slightly floral, quite light. There wasn't a great deal of scent coming from that one.
Okay. Next bottle is...
light again, but far more distinct. A sort of slightly drier, minerally smell. But again, maybe slightly not so distinct. Maybe there's something missing, I don't know.
Isn't that sound so nice? Every time you hear that sound, it just means happy times, doesn't it?
It does. Slightly sweeter floral. I have a feeling this one will be possibly quite dry. Number 1 had a little more pungency.
Yes.
Maybe number 3 had less pungency, but maybe was a more refined bouquet. Whereas I think number 3 was the most indistinct.
Now's a good bit. Taste. Let me just check. So you're not meant to guzzle it down. You're meant to take in just enough to cover the surface of your mouth. And you can swill it round like mouthwash if you want. Or you can just let it cover your mouth so that it gets all of your taste buds so you can correctly identify the champagne. So, should we go for the first taste?
Mm-hmm.
Up. Lift. Lift.
I am.
So,
Pass it to me immediately. What do you do? This is a different glass.
Ooh, it's different. Yeah, it's a different champagne, that's why.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad.
Third and final one. Here it is. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Oh, I've forgotten already.
Oh my god, right, okay. What we're going to do, we're going to start again. New number 1. This is new number 1.
Rather non-distinct.
New number 2. Clean glass, fresh glass.
Very pleasant.
So, yeah, what did you score number 1 out of 5? We're basing it on the scent, we're basing it on the sound, we're basing it on... Oh, we've done the sound, haven't we? We're basing it on the scent, we're basing it on the taste in the mouth.
Maybe slightly sour fruit. So a little too fruity, a little too sour.
Smells wise, how strong was the smell of number 1?
Well, I think overall that this was the one that I felt was a little weaker.
It was. Right, so aroma. Was it floral, fruity, minerally or yeasty?
I picked up the whiff of maybe slightly fruitier.
The taste, acidity, was it dry versus fruity?
Sort of slightly sour fruit.
Okay, what would you give that one then?
Well, probably a 2.
So champagne number 2, which was... so the acidity, was it dry versus fruity?
Well, you've already asked me that.
Huh? Oh, well, was it dry or fruity?
It was more fruity.
Was the viscosity...
I can't
Like-
see that viscosity is something you would see, so I couldn't tell you about that. Just have to ask yourself that.
With the palate notes, aromatic, floral, fruity, minerally or yeasty?
Oh, so we're back to the
No, but this
the
is...
fruity question, I see.
Oh,
So it was slightly more fruity.
right, okay, fruity, hang on, fruity. So that was number 2. So number 2 then, what would you rate number 2 out of 5?
Well, I think number 2 was not bad at all. So I'm going to go for 3.5.
3.5 out of 5. Okay. Number 3. Was that smell? Was bubbles release the scent of the
Are you
hang on.
drinking lots? I wish you'd speak in English.
Foreplay. Oh, right. How strong was the smell of it? Was it easy to pick up the bouquet's notes?
A little more, yes. I would say that this is the one that I thought maybe was going to have more of a distinct flavour.
Aroma: floral, fruity, minerally, or yeasty?
Well, this had a very subtle aroma, I thought, that I would perhaps say was a little more minerally.
Oh, actually, that's good because it says with a refreshing trace of minerality. So taste, acidity, was it dry versus fruity?
Well, I would say this one was more dry.
Yeah, it is. Would you say viscosity? Oh, we're not doing that, are we? Palate notes, was it aromatic, floral, fruity, mineral, or yeasty?
I'm sure you just asked me this again, but I'm sort of going for that it was slightly more a very dry.
Oh, hang on, yeah.
Floral,
No, hang
mineral.
on, because when I did my notes, I copied and pasted floral, fruity, minerally, or yeasty, and I've copied and pasted it accidentally down below. So, right, did it have a long finish, short finish, or average finish?
Well, I have no idea really what that
Well, can
means,
you
but
still-
maybe a
well, it's
slightly
like-
longer finish than the others.
Do you prefer a long finish or a short finish?
Well, I've never really thought about it. I suppose if I'm going to have a drink, a slightly longer sensation of taste will be more pleasurable. Oomph, oomph, oomph.
So, so what are you scoring it? Out of 5?
Well, let's say 5.
Woo!
That was certainly my favourite.
Right, okay, hang on, right. So, it's time to let Philip know how he's done with the taste test. So I'm going to remove the blindfold. And you're back in the room.
I'm afraid I'm now blind.
I can reveal that number 1, you got this one correct. Number 2, supermarket champagne. You got that one right. You scored that one middle.
Well,
And
that's the one that I was complimentary about.
third one, obviously, if you got 1 and 2 right, you got 3 right, which is great because ding, 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 you got Paul Roger correct. Thank you for watching our little champagne taste test. If you want to see other videos, we've got all sorts of other videos on our channel. Make sure you subscribe and join us on our journey showcasing luxury.
Could you possibly sit still? You squirm around so much.
Yes, that's right. People have been messaging us on our Facebooks.
Whatting to us, messaging us.
We have Supermarket, which is... Oh, I can't remember the name of it. What's it called?
I don't know.
Okay. Shall we get... What's that noise? Let's talk about champagne.
But you're actually hurting my eye.
Well...
You can't say that's a taste test, can you?
Yes, this is part of the...
Okay,
this is how
alright.
you taste it. What do they call it when something's underripe?
Not ripe?
No, there's a word, isn't there? Underripe, unripe, or... But like sour gooseberries.
Okay, don't push and mess my hair up then. Untie it.
No. Was there a key for this? Or
Evil, impossible demon.